Imagine two people earning the exact same income, same job, same salary, same opportunities. 10 years later, one is financially free, calm, and in control of their life, while the other is stressed, stuck, and living paycheck to paycheck. The difference wasn't luck. It wasn't intelligence. It definitely wasn't hard work. The difference was mindset. Most people think money problems are caused by low income, bad economy, or lack of opportunities. But the truth is far more uncomfortable. Money problems usually start in the mind long before they show up in the bank account. The way you think about time, risk, spending, learning, and responsibility silently decides your financial future. And the scary part? Most people don't even realize which mindset they're living with. In this video, we are going to clearly break down the rich versus poor mindset, without motivation, without hate, and without complicated theory. This is not about judging anyone or disrespecting people with less money. Poor here does not mean how much you earn. It means how you think and decide. And rich docenti mean having millions. It means thinking in a way that leads to growth, control, and long-term stability. Over the next few minutes, you'll see how small differences in thinking create massive differences in results over time. You'll learn how rich-minded people approach money, time, skills, and failure, and how poor-minded thinking quietly keeps people stuck even when they work very hard. As you watch, be honest with yourself. You might recognize habits you've never questioned before. And once you see these differences clearly, you can never unsee them because mindset, once changed, changes everything. The first difference is how people think about time. A poor mindset is focused almost entirely on the present moment. The main question is, what helps me right now? Money is spent for immediate comfort, decisions are made for quick relief, and long-term consequences are rarely considered. This is why many people live paycheck to paycheck, even when their income increases. When extra money comes in, it disappears just as fast. Because the focus is always on today's problems, not tomorrow's outcomes. A rich mindset, on the other hand, is obsessed with the future. Rich-minded people constantly ask, where will this decision put me in 5 or 10 years? They're willing to be uncomfortable now so they can have freedom later. Instead of chasing short-term pleasure, they invest time in learning skills, building assets, and creating systems that grow over time. They understand that small, boring actions repeated daily can completely change their future. This difference in time perspective affects everything: spending, career choices, and even relationships. Poor-minded thinking looks for fast results and quits when progress is slow. Rich-minded thinking understands that real success compounds quietly before it becomes visible. They don't panic when results take time, because patience is part of the plan. You don't need to be rich to adopt this mindset. You only need to start delaying gratification and thinking beyond today. When you begin making decisions based on your future self instead of your current emotions, your entire financial direction starts to change. Time will pass anyway. The question is whether it will work for you or against you. The second difference is how people think about income and skills. A poor mindset is focused mainly on salary. The goal is job security, a fixed paycheck, and comfort. Many people believe that if they just get a higher-paying job or a better degree, their financial problems will disappear. But salaries have limits. No matter how hard you work, your income is capped by time, company policies, and someone else's decisions. A rich mindset focuses on skills and value, not just income. Rich-minded people ask, what skill can I build that makes me more valuable? They understand that money flows toward people who solve problems. The bigger the problem you can solve, and the more people you can help, the more income potential you have. Skills like sales, communication, leadership, investing, and technology don't expire, they grow stronger with use. This is why rich-minded people invest heavily in learning. They read books, take courses, find mentors, and practice their skills daily. Poor-minded thinking often sees learning as a cost, while rich-minded thinking sees it as an investment. One spends money to feel good today. The other spends money to earn more tomorrow. You don't escape financial struggle by chasing higher paychecks. You escape it by becoming harder to replace. When you build rare and useful skills, opportunities start finding you. Jobs can disappear, but skills travel with you everywhere. The moment you shift your focus from earning money to becoming more valuable, your financial ceiling starts to rise. The third difference is how people see risk and failure. A poor mindset is trained to avoid risk at all costs. Failure is seen as something shameful, dangerous, or final. From a young age, many people are taught to play it safe, choose the secure path, avoid mistakes, and never take chances. As a result, they stay stuck in situations they dislike simply because it feels safer than the unknown. A rich mindset understands that risk is unavoidable. The real danger is avoiding growth. Rich-minded people don't take reckless risks, but they take calculated risks. They study, prepare, and then act. When failure happens, they don't see it as proof that they are incapable. They see it as feedback. Every mistake teaches them what doesn't work and brings them one step closer to what does. This mindset shift is powerful because it removes fear from the learning process. Poor-minded thinking says, "What if I fail?" Rich-minded thinking asks, "What will I learn if I fail?" That single question changes everything. Instead of freezing, rich-minded people move forward with awareness. Failure for them is temporary. Regret is permanent. That's why they try adjust and try again. Over time, this creates confidence, experience, and resilience traits that money naturally follows. You don't grow financially by waiting for certainty. You grow by taking small, intelligent risks and learning fast. When you stop fearing failure and start using it as a tool, progress becomes unstoppable. The fourth difference is how people use their money. A poor mindset treats money as something to spend first and think about later. When income comes in, the priority is comfort, lifestyle, and appearances. Purchases are often made to feel better emotionally or to impress others. Saving and investing, if they happen at all, come last. This is why even people with good incomes often struggle financially. Money leaves faster than it arrives. A rich mindset treats money as a tool, not a reward. Rich-minded people pay themselves first. Before spending on wants, they set aside money for investing, saving, or building assets. They understand that money should be working for them, not just passing through their hands. Every financial decision is viewed through the lens of long-term impact. This doesn't mean rich-minded people never enjoy life. It means they delay enjoyment strategically. Instead of buying things that lose value, they prioritize assets that can grow businesses, skills, investments, or systems that produce income. Poor-minded thinking asks, "Can I afford this right now?" Rich-minded thinking asks, "What will this cost me in the future?" Over time, these small choices create massive differences. One mindset creates constant pressure and stress. The other creates options and freedom. Money management is not about how much you earn. It's about how wisely you use what you already have. When you stop spending to look rich and start managing money to become rich, your financial direction quietly but permanently changes. The fifth difference is how people think about responsibility and learning. A poor mindset often looks for external reasons when things go wrong. The economy, the system, the boss, or bad luck become the explanation. While these factors are real, focusing on them creates a habit of helplessness. When responsibility is avoided, growth stops. Learning feels unnecessary because the problem is always out there. A rich mindset takes full responsibility, even when circumstances are unfair. Rich-minded people ask, "What can I control?" Instead of wasting energy on blame, they focus on improving their skills, decisions, and mindset. Responsibility gives them power. When you accept responsibility, you also accept the ability to change your situation. This mindset is closely connected to lifelong learning. Rich-minded people never assume they know enough. They constantly read, study, observe, and adapt. They invest in books, mentors, and education because they understand that ignorance is expensive. Poor-minded thinking often stops learning after school and expects life to become easier automatically. Learning is not just about money, it's about awareness. When you learn, you see opportunities others miss. You avoid mistakes others repeat. You grow faster while others stay stuck. The moment you stop blaming and start learning, everything shifts. Your confidence increases, your decisions improve, and your results change. Wealth follows people who are willing to take responsibility for their growth. When you own your life completely, you unlock the mindset that creates lasting success. When you look at these differences, it becomes clear that wealth is not created by luck, talent, or even hard work alone. It is created by how you think, day after day, decision after decision. Rich and poor are not separated by income, but by habits, perspectives, and choices that compound over time. The good news is that mindset is not fixed. It can be learned, trained, and changed at any stage of life. You don't need to change everything at once. Start with awareness. Notice how you think about time, money, risk, learning, and responsibility. Catch yourself when short-term comfort feels more important than long-term growth. Each small shift you make today builds a different future tomorrow. Remember, money follows value, clarity, and discipline. The moment you begin thinking differently, you begin acting differently, and results eventually follow. If this video helped you see things more clearly, take one idea and apply it immediately. And if you want more content that breaks down money, mindset, and success in a simple and honest way, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today.